Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that, let's be honest, has probably driven you crazy at some point if you've been looking for a job lately. It's that feeling of shouting into a deep, dark void, and it's a huge part of the modern job market.
You know the drill, right? You find what looks like the perfect job. You spend hours, maybe even days, polishing your resume. You write a fantastic cover letter. You hit that submit button feeling hopeful. And then, nothing. Just absolute silence. If that's hitting a little too close to home, well, you're not going crazy. This is a real thing.
And there's a name for this frustrating experience. It's called a ghost job. It's a phantom position. It looks legit, it sounds legit, but it's really just a mirage. It's there to do something else for the company, something that has nothing to do with actually hiring you for that role. Okay, let's get into what's really going on here.
All right, so just how big of a deal is this, really? Why are these phantom jobs popping up everywhere and haunting the job market? Let's take a look at the actual numbers.
If you thought this was just a rare thing, think again. Get this. Nearly a third of all employers are now admitting they post jobs they have no immediate intention of filling. Yeah, you heard that right. It's not just an accident anymore. For a whole lot of companies, it's become part of the game plan.
So what gives? Why are so many companies doing this? Well, the reasons actually run the gamut, from things that kind of make sense, like strategic planning, to simple human error, all the way to things that are, frankly, pretty shady.
You know, the real difference here, it all comes down to intent. A real job posting means the company is actively trying to hire someone. But a ghost job, well, it's defined by what's missing. There's no real plan to hire, no meaningful follow-up, which is what creates that horrible black hole feeling where your application just vanishes.
Now, to be fair, not every ghost job is posted with some evil, mustache-twirling plan. Some of it is strategic. Maybe a company's just trying to build a pipeline of good people for the future. Or maybe they're doing a little market research to see what kind of salaries people are asking for. And sometimes it's just a simple mistake. The job got filled, and nobody remembered to take the post down.
And don't think this is just a tech company problem or something. Nope. It is happening across the board. Tech and finance firms love to post evergreen jobs to project an image of growth. And you see it all the time in retail and healthcare, where they need to keep a constant pool of applicants on hand for high turnover roles. Basically, no industry is safe.
Okay, but let's put the accident and strategic planning aside for a minute, because this is where the story takes a much darker turn, and we get into the really manipulative reasons why these phantom jobs exist.
This quote from an anonymous employee, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the damage this does inside a company. To the real people who are overworked and are being fed false hope that help is right around the corner.
And if you think that quote was bad, wait till you see this data. A survey from Clarify Capital in 2022 asked managers the real reasons they post ghost jobs. And the answers are just, wow. A shocking 63% said they do it just to pacify their current overworked staff, to give them the impression help is coming. And 60% admitted they do it to create fear of replacement, to keep their current team on their toes. I mean, come on, that's not a strategy. That's just straight up manipulation.
You'd think this would be a win for the companies, right? Wrong. This whole thing is a giant lose-lose scenario. It doesn't just hurt job seekers. It backfires on the companies in a big, big way.
I mean, for anyone who's been on the job hunt, this part is painfully obvious. The cost is huge. It's not just the hours you waste that you'll never get back. It's the other real opportunities you miss while chasing a ghost. And maybe worst of all is the emotional toll. It's a real hit to your confidence, your motivation, your sanity, honestly.
But check this out. It's not just you paying the price. The companies are literally throwing money away. We're talking an average of over $4,000 for one fake job posting.
And where does that $4,000 come from? Right here. Wasted time. On average, 92 hours of HR's time is spent just managing applications and fielding questions for a single position that was never even real.
And here's the kicker. The long-term hit to their reputation? More than a quarter of qualified candidates who figure out they've been ghosted say they will blacklist that company forever. You don't just lose one applicant, you burn a bridge with top talent for good.
Okay, so now that we know what a mess this is, the big question is, What can you do about it? Let's get into the good stuff. Your toolkit for spotting these ghosts before they waste your time and energy.
You can totally learn to see the red flags. First up, check the date. If a job has been posted for more than 60 days, that's a huge red flag. Second, pay attention to how they communicate or don't. Total silence, even from an automated system, is a bad sign. Third, really read the job description. Is it super vague and generic? Be suspicious. And finally, watch out for reposts. If you see the exact same job pop up every few weeks, yeah, they're probably not hiring.
And here are a few more dead giveaways to keep on your radar. Is there no closing date listed anywhere? Is the list of required skills a mile long and totally unrealistic? Does it mention a specific team or project? And a big one, does a company that just announced massive layoffs suddenly have dozens of new job openings? If so, you should probably move on.
So where does all this leave us? You know, it feels like we're at a turning point. Job seekers are getting way smarter about this, and there's more pressure than ever on companies to be transparent. But the underlying reasons they post these jobs in the first place, those haven't gone away. Which really leaves us with the big question for the future of work. Will transparency win out, or are these ghost jobs just a permanent part of the landscape now?